Alright, hello everybody, Frouwo here again with game 2 of a best of 3 series of Alliance versus Fnatic in the Starladder Season 8 semifinals at the LAN Center in Kiev. Alliance coming away with the game 1 win over Fnatic. Game 2 now, Fnatic hoping to rebound, but let's hop into the picks and bans. Alliance banning out the Alchemist IO, Invoker, as well as the Enchantress. Fnatic banning out the Venomancer, the Shadow Shaman. No chance this time taken against S4 Shadow Shaman. The Pugna, as well as the DK, really fearing that new Alliance pushing style, as we had seen in the previous games. Alliance really strong with that really push-oriented lineup. Teams really cannot fight into it, and it just gets to a point where once they have items and all the stuff they really want up, they can do whatever they please. So, Alliance picking up the Chen, the Clockwork, and the Lifestealer so far. Fnatic, the Timbersaw, the Crystal Maiden, and the Naga Siren. Naga Siren, Silencer pickup from Alliance. Wow, very not something commonly seen in the current scene, really. But back to the Naga Siren. Naga Siren, a very rat Dota-like hero, I guess. Alliance showing that off in the D2CL finals not about 3 days ago now. Certainly can still be played as a support, but carry Naga can do a ton of damage to the enemy team with all those illusions, with the Radiance, with the Riptide. Just massive AoE because you can be anywhere you want at any time with those illusions. Silencer, though, an interesting pickup. Probably going to be our mid-hero with S4, as Little will be on the Lifestealer, Clock will be played by Bulldog, and Aki will be on the Chen. So it'll be interesting to see how Fnatic will contest that, but rather how S4 will play it. Is he going to go straight carry onto it? Is he going to be building more support items? How is it going to turn out? I'm interested. But Fnatic picking up that Timbersaw for Trixie once again, proving very effective in the first game with the high nuke potential, getting them plenty of kills. Slark pick up again for Era. OD banned out by Alliance. Do not want Silencer to play up against that hero. Pretty spooky situation for him if he does. And our last ban out by Fnatic on the way.
5 seconds remaining. Alliance's turn to pick.
And Puck, the last ban out from Fnatic. Really a mid-hero, so they must not really be expecting... Yeah, actually, it could be a support Silencer. I could be wrong. For all I know, it could be played anywhere at this point. So, really, Fnatic suspecting it to not be a mid-hero. Rather, one of the support heroes, mainly for EGM. EGM really does enjoy getting carry on his supports, though, or lots of farm on his supports, though, so who knows. And Storm Spirit, the last pickup for Alliance. So it is a support Silencer. S4 will be midding with the Storm Spirit. And Fnatic now, balls in their court. They could put Naga or Slack mid at this point. However, likely not going to do... Well, actually... Again, Fnatic with Naga Siren being able to play the carry role, the safe lane role, the mid role, I said carry twice essentially, but support mid, maybe on to... Alright, so we'll be support Naga Siren. We will have Shadow Fiend mid against the Storm Spirit. No Tail now picking up the Naga Siren. So definitely support hero. And certainly an interesting draft, really. Support Naga Siren. Something I haven't seen in a while, really. Certainly better supports, but with Alliance picking up the Silencer, I mean, It's blown wide open at this point. Anything can really be support. So Hani will be playing the Shadow Fiend. S4 on the Stormster. It will be an interesting mid matchup. Hani certainly going to be in danger once Storm hits that level 6. Hopefully he can get treads up before that point. If not, it will be one of the squishier mids.
10 seconds remaining.
And about to hop in the game, and as soon as that happens, I will finish up the player introductions. So S4 on our Storm Spirit. Likely be heading mid. EGM on the Silencer. Aki on his Chen. Loda on the Lifestealer. Bulldog playing the Clockwork. And that's it for Alliance. Now, Fnatic. Nota will be playing on the Naga Siren Era. Again on the Slark. We'll be having Trixie on the Timbersaw. Fly playing Crystal Maiden. And Hani with the mid Shadow Fiend. Well, likely to be mid Shadow Fiend. And both teams not running into each other before the game starts this time.
30 seconds to battle.
And we will have a tri-lane up top from Fnatic. We'll be going against Loda and EGM. Silencer, very good tri-lane hero with his Curse of the Silent. Forces mana and life drained essentially from the cast unless you cast that one spell, praying that you will not
The battle begins.
have to lose too much mana. And Invis on top. Era gonna pick it up. Aki and EGM just gonna back off, spooked by that Slark, as he does have the potential to kill them at level 1 with the leap, but likely not gonna take it too early. Clockwork. Not doing the cog trick just yet. Maybe saving it off or not even worrying about it, as he will be going up just against Trixie. Trixie, a hero designed for this kind of matchup though, so it's going to be a tough time for Bulldog in that bottom lane. And EGM, Loda. Caught a bit out right here. Loda gonna have to pop that Rage after the net was expended. Frostbite out from CM though. Body blocking coming out of No Tail. Loda likely to go down here. Goes down to Era with that one last right click. EGM, nothing he could really do just with the glaives. Fnatic getting that early first blood onto Loda. Gonna set him back quite a bit. Aki, in response, wants to get a kill back on Fnatic, but controller Frostbite not been just gonna summon a Hellbolt or take over that big Ursa bear. So Alliance losing out early on against the tri-lane from Fnatic. Aki gonna take a little bit of harassment now from No Tail and Fly. Gonna back right off and try and farm up a bit. Meantime though, really have to watch this mid lane and make sure that Hani isn't over pressured. Make sure you can get enough last hit. So the last hitting graph going to be very important here. Being somewhat out farmed at this point, nothing too much. 10 to 11 to 5 at this point. 7 catching up quickly. Dishing out a lot of pain to S4. S4 having to pop the salve, may go down here. Oh, 2 mana short for Hani to get that one last raise off. Very, very dangerous situation for S4. And Loda gonna play very passively down this top lane after the first blood taken. However, No Tail, Fly, feeling him a little caught out. EGM though, the target of this gank. EGM just gonna pop Riptide, Soul Pact, Frostbite, proving much too much damage in too fast a time, or too short amount of time for any type of hero to deal with. So Silencer, EGM just being blown up. 2 TPs though, bought, so gold saved. And S4, it seems to be bottle crowing. Now really even in this mid lane, but even when you're against a Shadow Fiend really isn't something you want to have. As Shadow Fiend really starts to stack up on that damage as he gets higher and higher with the last hits, as he gets more souls acquired. Aki not liking that though, debating going mid or not, decides otherwise. Nope, smokes up, no tail though. Gonna spot this out, spots out the Centaur. Aki now, a wasted smoke, has to back up. Hani picking up his bottle now, and really it seems Alliance falling apart in these lanes early on. Well, not necessarily falling apart, but certainly falling behind a bit. Ancient stacking out by no tail though. Hani gonna pick up this invis bottom and maybe look for a kill onto Bulldog if Trixie finds it at all possible. Load in the meantime, leapt upon by Era. Era though, a bit caught out now. Gonna take some damage here, but Alliance cannot play too aggressively. EGM now, netted up once again. Frostbite gonna come out from Fly, and EGM going down a second time. Loda, however, feels as if he can turn it around. Rages up, stun from the Centaur, rocket from Clockwork, Slark going down, as well as the Naga Siren actually from the rocket, and Loda's right clicks. So this trialing looking to be a bit more promising now for Alliance, as Loda gets essentially a double kill's worth of experience. Gonna have to start playing a bit more safely now, as Fnatic TP's straight back to the lane, doesn't want to give him too much of an advantage. Level 6 now for Loda against this trialing. Hani saving that invis for when S4 decides to go on him. May not decide to though. Net. Oh. Net did come up from no tail there, but Loda infesting into a creep right away. Now looking at the CS, Timbersaw actually the leading farmer for the leading farmer for the Radiant at this point in the game. Against the Clockwork, it's really to be expected, especially since there's really no amount of damage that Clockwork can do. It's gonna scare Trixie too much. So being able to farm very passively, or very safely, and Loda in the meantime netted up once again. Has to rage, and Era taking a bit more harassed than Loda did at that point, but gonna deal with it. Not too spooky for him. Hani though playing very passively in this mid lane. Wards being bought from though, so not too threatened. Aki will be sitting mid though, dewarding. Bulldog thinking about rotating in, but Hani's nowhere to be seen. Just gonna farm up these woods, the large camp as well as maybe not even the medium camp. That could be too dangerous for him to do. Even though Bulldog now back on the bottom lane. And Loda taking a bunch more harass. Aki still in the wood tower. Ward spotting him out. Fly, no tail are gonna kill his creep off. No fun allowed in the woods. Aki now actually gonna go down, likely. Seems just gonna teleport out on the back end. Oh, hook in though from Bulldog as he teleports in and kills the CM. Arrow teleporting from this ledge right over here to the tower. Hani now caught out a bit. S4 hopping right onto him, but not gonna be able to get the kill as Trixie and No Tail in the general vicinity. Doesn't want to die for it, or risk his life even for a potential kill. And Hani continuously bottle crowing, getting that constant farm. 40 last hits on him now. Very well done for Shadow Fiend this early in the game. Really, no deaths is something that should be applauded as far as Shadow Fiend play goes. especially in the competitive scene. Fly, no tail now. Just gonna soak up some experience mid. Tri-lane, not proving too difficult for them, but rather really weren't getting the appropriate amount of experience. While Loda's level 8, rest of Fnatic is still pretty sitting. Well, now 5, 5, and 4 for the Tri-lane actually, so not too bad. Even though EGM is sitting at level 4, so. Aki as well, level 4. S4, topping on the no-tail now. Gonna get the kill. Will he make it out though? Yes, it does. He zips back up onto the cliff. And S4 starting to go to work with the Storm Spirit. In the meantime, Fnatic Air on top. Gonna be body blocked up by EGM, or attempt to be body blocked. And it proves to be enough as Loda gets the last hit with the Infest. Trixie, however, teleports in, blows up EGM. And Loda, certainly a bit scared now after seeing his teammate die in such a short period of time, even though he was low on health. So kills all tied up now, 5 to 5. And EGM gonna go bottom, get some farm on him. He is not the lowest level, but would obviously, of course, prefer to be higher. But the greed may make him pay dearly for his life, specifically. Slark, as well as Fnatic Fly, gonna look for a kill here. EGM though, feeling a bit scared. Not really gonna progress anywhere past the staircase. Fly, showing his face. Era, no, not gonna go on him. Just forcing him out of XP range. Doesn't want to even sit near his tower. Low in the meantime, taking some severe harass from Trixie. Trixie having the point booster now, as well as his arcane boots. It's certainly a situation you... Oh, Loda? There's certainly a situation you want to be in at this point in the game. Garnering a lot of farm. Storm Spirit getting a kill on Crystal Maiden on bottom in the meantime. He was chilling earlier in the Radiant Woods over in this area, denying Shadow Fiend any farm. However, I believe teleported in on bottom and zipped right over. Loda gone upon top, but and Bulldog having none of it, returning fire. Trixie gonna go down here now, silenced up with EGM's ult. Trixie now dropping, one of the highest farmers on Radiant going down. Not something you want if you're Fnatic. And Hani continuing to farm up mid, now has the Ogre Club 0-0 and 0 at this point in the game though. Really not involved at all, just trying to get to a point where he feels comfortable being around in general. S4 though, may look to change that. Should have been spotted out. S4 thinks otherwise, however, maybe knowing that No Tail and Fly are mid. Aki having his creeps harassed all game long. One creep going down there, and the Centaur frostbitten up. Gonna go down to Hani now, or actually going to Fly. Frostbite takes over, and Slark silenced up. Storm Spirit considers hopping on, but no go. No Tail now using his illusions to sack the Ancients. Will not pull that last creep, did not aggro it. Not really poor play, but just mechanics not working out in his favor. And 5 to 7 now, 12 minutes in the game. Both teams farming up very nicely. Trixie now at 61 CS, Hani now at 79 CS, so very impressive farming up from him. Would expect to see more out of the Slark as far as farm goes, but can always have that. So Loda and Storm Spirit next on that list, both sitting pretty close. Trixie though, maybe ganked upon here. S4 Bulldog as well as Loda on this top lane. Trixie backing off, however, not just getting the goosebumps, I assume. Didn't really spot out any rotation from Alliance, but not seeing any heroes on the map forces them to play pretty passively with the rest of his team down in the bottom lane. And Alliance may make a push on this top lane. Trixie feeling a little bit safer, I guess, pushing out a bit, but now spotted out. And S4 dragging him in, dragging him back. Trixie going down pretty quickly. EGM in the meantime pops the ult, teleports out. Oh, very cheeky teleport out by EGM as they try to trade those long lanes. So T1 tower was going to go down there for Alliance, but TP reactions in. Hani ults. No kills yet, though. Hand of God popping out of Aki. And no chase. Fnatic falling back there as they did take a lot of damage. Alliance taking much more damage with the SF ult being popped right on top of him, but Hand of God proving much too strong at this point in the game. And really just couldn't do too much. Trixie returning to the bottom lane now. Rest of Fnatic's here as well, so the chase ensues. Loda pops a drum charge, gets out of there. 4v3 is not something he wants to do. Aki, in the meantime, going to try and push on this tier 1 top, but Fly having none of it. Gonna take those creeps more and more. CM just such a great pick against Chen for this reason specifically. Frostbite is so good against those creeps. Loda, Aki though, and S4 now. S4 hopping on no-tail, getting the kill on no-tail. Fly definitely to go down, or surely to go down next, and indeed does to Loda. S4 hopping right in from his rotation, and top tower goes down. Here, EGM doing it out in the bottom lane now. EGM sort of is looking for farm, still working on that, or has the urn ready, but really not too much as far as items and gold goes in his name. Trixie hasn't really progressed item-wise at all since that those couple deaths, sitting only on 800 gold now after having nearly as much earlier in the game, but still sitting with the point booster and boots. Hani, however, getting closer and closer to that BKB at this point. 100 CS, over 100 CS now from him. A decent 800 gold away from the BKB though, so we'll have to see what happens. But Lifestealer and Storm Spirit are 1 now. Loda infesting into S4, looking for the Lifestealer bomb onto whoever they can find. Trixie to be the target here. Just blown up right away. Oh, almost. Shadow Fiend gonna try and ult here. Doesn't make it in time though. Bulldog taking a load of damage. Fnatic now losing the CM as well. I did, however, miss the Clockwork death. He died to the tower, however, right as Shadow Fiend died. Middle tower gonna go down now. Shen dying on the high ground, it seems. And Lifestealer bomb securing another kill for Alliance, just allowing them to kill Trixie straight away. Trixie normally being able to put out so much damage in this part of the game, but just really shut down, it seems, so far. Working again towards that mechanism. 1-3-1 after a high last-hitting start, so not what you want. Shardfiend set back from that BKB, still another 800 gold away. S4 working towards an Orchid now. 5-0-3 is the score for him. Starladder seems to be working towards a BKB as well now. S4 going to put a little pressure on this tower. No tail. Era having none of it though. It's going to rotate in, but S4 widely backing off. And it seems as if Fnatic's just content farming. Gonna try and maybe push down this tower. They've been bottom lane quite a bit. Era, though, hopping onto S4. S4 is just zipping away, though. No real stuns to Fnatic's name. Nothing really guaranteed. There is the Frostbite, there is the net, but that's just something to hold the hero at bay rather than actually stun them up. So Storm Spirit may run rampant this game, for all we know. Orchid now completed for S4. And Fnatic just meandering on the bottom lane once again. Really need to actually accomplish something down here rather than just chill out, it seems. S4 and EGM in the meantime trying to defend the tower. But seeing such a brute force attempt from Fnatic onto the tower, just back off straight away. Trixie rotating bottom, stop Loda's push on the T2 bottom or top, and it seems as if Alliance are gonna go for Roshan now. With Orchid up on to the Storm Spirit and Blademail now on Admiral Bulldog, it's not a terrible idea. They could certainly take a team fight here. Fnatic really has no idea, but No Tail, a sneaking suspicion, is going to send the Naga Siren ults, Naga Siren illusions into the pit, and Fnatic going to rotate over. BKB now finished on Hani, really going to allow for that ult, and No Tail, Hani, No Tail walking in, Hani going to prepare the ult. Doesn't prepare the ult, actually gets silenced and pops the BKB. EGM gonna go down though. Oh boy. Seems that Bulldog hooked onto Hani as he was trying to ult. EGM getting blown up there by Trixie though. S4 next in line maybe? Nope, gonna keep chasing. Trixie now silenced up, however Chakram proves too strong, takes out S4. And 3 for 2, Roshan's still up. Definitely something that could have been much better executed by Hani and company. That hook really wouldn't have happened if the ult was timed right as the song ended. So, certainly well played out of Admiral Bulldog. Oh, as I say that, being ganked up on mid now. Double damage on Era. Pops the Blade Mail. Mech up from Chen. However, not proving to be enough. Era may go down, however. Goes down for the Clockwork in exchange. And Fly, No Tail just going to back up. And Roshan seems to be on Alliance's mind once again. No ults up this time. Well, Nagas are not all up for Fnatic, so not too much they can do. No Tail trying to contest the D ward. Runs away, however, and Storm Spirit picking up the Aegis immediately. Loda hopping into S4. I'm gonna look for a kill. And they may spot out Trixie. Trixie in a bit of trouble now. Trixie just, again, nuked down by that Storm Spirit bomb. Ugh, just such an overwhelming combo. And Song and Yasha up on Loda now. 2.5k gold as well. 4 staff being worked on Silencer. Chen with the mech, of course. And Timbersaw also completing his mechanism. Hani now has his BKB, as mentioned earlier. And really not too much otherwise. 1600 gold, always nice to have. Era working towards the BKB now, or still working towards the BKB, only 1300 or 1500 off now, I believe the recipe. S4, however, looking for a kill top. Gonna zip very far down. Doesn't really find No Tail or Era, however, so gonna continue chasing. And No Tail, Era. Looking for Loda here. Loda has the Aegis. Silence comes out from EGM though, and Alliance. Oh, Storm Spirit picking off the CM down the river, however. Bulldog hooking in onto Era, and ult out from Hani, hitting just Bulldog. Bulldog going down. Loda coming back in though, has the Aegis reminder. And Fnatic, satisfied with the Bulldog kill, are just going to back off. Well-timed ult there for No-Tail in that retreat, as Slark and No-Tail himself are getting very low. So a support solo ganked by Storm Spirit in that fight while Bulldog did go down. Certainly worth the trade. Bulldog having a lot more value than the Crystal Maiden at this point in the game. So it was a lot expended for that 1-1 kill. Shadow Fiend blowing his ult, Nagasarna blowing her ult as well. And Hani now getting the ultimate orb. S4 potentially going to be able to... No? Too afraid of the entire enemy team being nearby. Gonna find himself an invisibility rune, however. Fnatic are gonna look to push mid now. No, change their mind, back off a bit. Alliance. Naga has a gem, so S4 is likely spotting that and backing off straight away. Bottom tower going down to Alliance. And Alliance content with continuing the push. Now, I assume the Naga illusions actually can spot with the gem on them. That creep wave going straight for S4, even though there's no detection really near him. I don't think he was in the range of the tower, so pretty spooky stuff. Slark finishing his BKB now as Alliance siege down this tier 2 tower on bottom. Loading, opting for a basher rather than a AC this time. S4 gonna look for a kill with the Lifestealer Bomb. Admiral Bulldog cooking onto Hani. Hani being silenced with the silencer ult. Loda gonna slay the Naga instead. Hani may go down here as well though. Zip in from S4. Hani dropping and goes down. Last zip in from S4. Fly surely to fall now as well. And indeed he does. Trixie never making it alive. However, Silencer dying on the backlines there to Trixie and the Whirling Blades. And it's going to be another tier 2 tower for Alliance if they really want it. Creep wave comes in and it seems if they are going to take it. No-Tail has ult up for this, so a Shadow Fiend buyback into Naga ult is always possible, but not going to happen it seems. Just going to save that buyback money, I believe. Oh, no, not sure. No buyback. I do apologize for that mistake. I just assumed. And Alliance now slaying all the outer towers once again, having that 6-1 tower advantage in game 2 as well as they had in game 1. Just always forcing their advantage around the map. And be good to check the goal difference. Gold was in Fnatic's favor slightly for the first part of the game, but very quickly fell into Alliance's favor, now up 15,000 gold. Stat difference, another 15,000 in Alliance's favor, so not looking very good for Fnatic at this point in the game. Shadow Fiend really going to have to ball to control at this point to make a comeback. Likely building the Manta, I would believe, to avoid that Storm Orchid. And still really no item progression on Timbersaw, just has the mech, the point booster, and the arcanes. Era having the BKB now though, and Loda picking up the Abyssal Blade. Very dangerous point for Fnatic now. That BKB on Shadow Fiend as well as the Slark aren't going to do too much. That's done going through BKB as well as the hook, as well as the silence. So Fnatic with the BKBs just being totally circumvented, I guess. There's no point in having a BKB. There really isn't too much magic damage aside from the Storm Spirit, and Alliance's ults are just heading straight through them. EGM with the silence, Bulldog with the hooks, and now Loda with the basher, or the greater basher. It's just might as well dismantle it and sell it. S4 though, jumping in now onto the Naga illusions, kills it pretty quickly. It is illusion after all, so Loda now netted up, gonna keep hitting the tower. Raged up, but rage counts as that magic immunity. Goes straight through the BK or Naga ult. EGM now eats a large part of that ult. Loda now in trouble, hopped on by Era. Era not going to be able to get Loda. Trixie dropping to the cogs as well as Storm Spirit. Buys back immediately, however, and Alliance are going to look to fall back now as Loda is very low. Aki may be a sacrificial lamb at this point, however. Aki buying up the Vlads as he dies. S4 going to make it out alive as well. That's the rest of his team. Aghanim's now picked up on Clockwork. It's going to prove dangerous for the Shadow Fiends. And smoke up from Alliance, just EGM and Loda. Likely looking to be going on Hani here. Hani? Overextending a bit. Certainly going to be dead here. Oh, Abyssal on cooldown for Loda, however. 2-1. Oh, hook in from Bulldog guarantees the kill. Era, however, not slaying Bulldog in the process. However, Clockwork does die on the backlines, and S4 zipping back and kills Naga. And a 2-for-1 trade for Alliance. Bulldog going down again, hooking in very aggressively. Not surprised that it happened, but certainly worth the death of Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is really the only threat to Alliance at this point. If he really gets some farm on him and starts having the ability to just right-click away, it's going to be scary, scary, scary for Alliance. Especially if Loda manages to just be kited. Shadow Fiend can do absolutely disgusting amount of damages, but Lightstealer can also do that, and already is at this point, having the Abyssal up. But Alliance going to do the Roshans. Fnatic. Again, no idea. Era using his passive to de-ward a bit. But Alliance can take another Roshan. That's 3 now, I believe. Or no? Is there a cheese? Is there a cheese? No, no cheese, I believe. Nope, so that was indeed the second Roshan. I am mistaken. Alliance gonna reattempt that push on middle. Tower about halfway down. And not to mention, S4 also got his Bloodstone for that during that Roshan, picking up the Aegis as well. Gets a few more charges and you'll have that instant respawn as well as a second instant respawn with the Bloodstone. EGM seems to be working towards a Rod of Atos at this point, and Bulldog after the Aghanims, nothing really progressed new yet. Era, BKB Ultimate Orb, probably going to be working towards the Scotty, as it does go through Lifestealer's magic immunity. Shadow Fiend still working towards what seems to be the Manta. Trixie sitting on what he's always been sitting on, just the mech, the point booster and such, but Alliance rotating bottom now, seeing the creep wave push in. S4 zipping in right into the tower. And Loader's hitting away as much as he can. S4 playing a bit more aggressively as he does at the Aegis, so not too worried about everything. Loda, of course, with the magic community, isn't too spooked. And really, Fnatic aren't engaging with this. Waiting for no-tailed ult, most likely. And no-tail ult. Hani now. Pressures on him to get this ult off flawlessly. No-tail. Oof. Ult hits beautifully, but Clockwork hooking in. Forcing out straight away though. Hani going down, Crystal Maiden going down, Trixie now seems to go around. EGM going down the back lines though to Era. S4 gonna try and man fight Fly. Fly popping the Aegis. Gonna retreat back into base now. Era dying on the bottom lane. GG's called. Fnatic have had enough. And to S4 getting that cheeky last kill in the fountain on the Crystal Maiden after having his Aegis popped. So game 2 goes to Alliance. So a 2-0 win here for Alliance in this semi-final. Moving now up to the winners bracket finals. Likely, or well, will be against Navi or Sigma. But Fnatic falling down to the lower brackets now. Will have to fight their way back up to see if they can get into the grand finals. But yeah, Alliance coming out on top again. Wonderful play from S4 on the Storm Spirit. Loda again being very significantly farmed, even with his death early on in the game. Hani really playing fantastically early on in the game, but punished. I would say he was punished for his BKB, really because of the silence, because of the basher, because of Clockwork, but the BKB is just really not proving to be enough for Fnatic in this game, and it's really what they wanted to do is get their BKBs and start taking team fights with the Naga ult, with the Naga and the Shadow Fiend combo. Didn't end up happening, so loss in the way of Fnatic because of that. But anyway, thank you again for thank you for watching. My name is Frouwo once again, and if you appreciate the cast, that's great. I always love a nice following. Leave a like, subscribe, that kind of stuff. If you didn't like it, contact me through Twitter, through not through Facebook, through Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, and give me some constructive criticism. It's always appreciated, and I'll work towards improving it to a state in which it's likable by you. So again, thank you. Have a nice day. My name again is Frouwo, and I will see you later. Goodbye.